of commitment, I've mentioned that, pitching tents, transfer of aggression. Some of the teachers, because of the poor remuneration, transfer aggression to the children. And some of the children are not willing to even ask questions in class because of fear. Some of the teachers are not familiar with WAEC and NECO marking. Even though they attend WAEC coordination, they don't have the experience. Then some of the teachers are not approachable. In class, they are not friendly. So the students find it difficult to engage them in discussions or to share their problems with them. On the part of students, laziness. A lot of them have phobia for mathematics. And then dodging classes. What about the proprietor? On the part of the proprietor, there's lack of thorough supervision. It is expected that once in a while the proprietor will come to the school. It will motivate the teachers, it will motivate the students. For instance, I think just the presence of the executive governor of Plateau State at the frontage of this school will make a large impact in the minds of the students today. Poor welfare and delay in promotions. Promotions for 2023 have not come, so there will be arrears. And we have learned too that when there are arrears, even if it is 1 year, they are only given 3 months. That's the maximum they will give them. Then disparity in the salaries of staff. And we have realized this one is coming from the proprietor. And I've enumerated that one before. Then another thing, we try to look at the results of BSS from 2013 to 2019 and GHS from 2017 to 2022. And we found that so much over the years, poor performances in mathematics. And then even for English, I think it's because the schools have a tradition that English is our mainstay. We must do well in English. I think that's what is sustaining the schools. So, this is the table. If you observe, these long ones are NECO exams. WAEC, you will see the performance, especially this is mathematics. If you look at math, these are credit level. Very low, very low. We thought there was improvement in 2015, but it was not so. It's like it stabilized in 2016. It was very good in 2017, but started declining. Worse 2018. And then 2019. So, it's a challenge. This BSS. What's happening? Okay. This for GHS. It appears the girls hate mathematics. So, you can look at WAEC. It's quite low. So, this shows a graph that shows that there's a decline, even if there's improvement in NECO. But one thing we have to understand is that WAEC is international standard. And I know some schools that don't bother about WAEC at all, about NECO. They emphasize more of WAEC because they are looking at the international picture. So, we also found, I've mentioned the first one. The second one, the position of the Director of Education is being occupied by a non-professional educationist. And this is affecting most of the schools. Because if you have a director that is a professional, he knows most of the challenges the schools are going through. And therefore, he will be in a better position to present to the proprietor. Also, When it comes to extracurricular activities, there are a lot of sporting activities that appear to be phasing out in Gindri. Like badminton, hockey, field and track events are not so encouraging because there are no equipment. Then there are reported cases of occultism, homosexuality, lesbianism, etc. in the schools. Well, in the past, we used to know smoking, drinking, but it's taking another dimension now. And then we found that all the schools on the compound, BSS, GHS, School for the Blind, School for the Physically Challenged in Sabonlai, Gindri Material Center have a single board of governors. And also there's poor file keeping and use. We went through the files of the staff and we realized that a lot of communications don't go through the files. Therefore, you cannot monitor things that are going on. We also found that Gosa has done well in assisting the schools. Sincerely, it is the beam that is sustaining the schools. PTA too has done so much. However, we must do more. And I think part of this report is one bold step that Gosa Expo is taking. Now, based on this and others, we have made some recommendations. The first is that for the teachers, why is there poor performance? The teachers should explore task-based teaching and learning to keep the students fully engaged with beneficial outcomes and curb laziness. Task-based means the children will be engaged. Always. Even if there's a lazy student, he will not stay idle. He must be engaged in doing something. Then parents, Gosa, and the proprietor should hold regular stakeholders meetings or interactions to keep staff and parents on the same page in respect of the education of the children. We've realized that it is Gosa that is always engaged with the schools and PTA. The proprietor is not fully engaged. So the stakeholders must come together and find a way of solving the problems. Okay. Then we said resource persons in the best methods of teaching in the various subjects should be engaged to train all the teachers. If you are a teacher, you should not feel inferior to learn from a colleague. So we are suggesting that they should look for people that will come and put them through the various methods. They will teach the various subjects. Gosa and the proprietor should think seriously of a well